Walk through an old neighborhood in Tokyo early in the morning, and you'll see something that doesn't match the story many of us have been told about aging. An 84-year-old woman climbing a flight of stairs without grabbing the rail. A man in his late 80 seconds walking to the market, back straight, steps steady, no shuffle. A 92-year-old sitting on the floor to pour tea and standing up again without help. Now picture what we see more often in the US or Europe. People in their 70 seconds and 80 seconds moving carefully around furniture, hand on the wall, just in case. Walkers parked next to the bed. That quiet fear of falling that makes every step feel like a risk. It's easy to look at Japan and think, well, that's genetics, or they just age better over there. But when you really look closely, something very different shows up. It isn't magic. It isn't superior willpower. It's habits. Tiny movement habits that are woven into daily life so deeply that most Japanese elders don't even think of them as exercise. Yet those same habits keep their joints oiled, their muscles awake, and their balance sharp into their 80 seconds, 90 seconds, and beyond. And the good news? You don't have to move to Japan to use them. You can start building those same never need a walker habits right in your own home, even if you're starting at 60, 70, or 80. In this video, we're going to explore 5 simple copy and paste habits inspired by how Japanese elders live and move every day. A short morning ritual that wakes up your nervous system. A hidden strength test you can practice at home. A different way of walking that quietly protects your joints. Simple hip mobility habits you can build into your living room. And tiny daily balance challenges that train your brain, not just your muscles. These are not workouts. They're not do this for 45 minutes and feel miserable. They're small, repeatable rituals that, over time, can mean the difference between I'm nervous to walk across the room and I trust my body to carry me. Before we dive in, I'd love to know, what's your name, how young are you, and where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments so we know who's walking this journey with us. All right, let's start with how you greet your body in the first 15 minutes of the day. The morning reset your joints have been begging for. Most of us know this feeling. You wake up, you sit on the edge of the bed. Your back feels stiff. Your knees don't really want to bend. Your ankles protest that first step to the bathroom. So you shuffle to the kitchen, pour coffee, and hope it feels better once you get moving. The problem? For a lot of people over 60, that stiffness doesn't really go away. It just becomes the background noise of the day. In Japan, many elders treat those first minutes after waking very differently. Since the 1,920 seconds, millions of people have practiced short, simple morning routines. You might have heard of radio exercises. Not to burn calories, but to tell their brain and joints, wake up, we're moving today. Think of it less like a workout and more like rebooting a computer. You're warming up, the fluid inside your joints, the small, stabilizing muscles that keep you upright, the balance centers in your brain that tell your body where it is in space. You can do a stripped-down version in 5 minutes, in your pajamas, right in your living room. Try this as soon as you're up and have used the bathroom. Stand with your feet about hip-width apart. Gently roll your shoulders backward. 10 slow circles. Circle your wrists and elbows. Turn your head left and right, then gently look up and down. Place your hands on your hips and draw slow circles with your hips. Bend your knees gently 8-10 times, as if you're doing tiny half squats. Finish with 20-30 gentle marches in place, swinging your arms softly. You don't need to sweat. You don't need perfect form. What you're doing is sending your nervous system a very clear message. It's safe to move. Let's switch from stiff and guarded to ready and responsive. Over weeks, this kind of consistent morning movement can cut down that all-day stiffness, make your first steps of the day feel safer, and wake up the control center of your balance much earlier. You've probably heard move more 1,000 times. This is about moving sooner and more intelligently so the rest of your day feels lighter. The floor, your hidden independence test. I want to ask you a direct, slightly uncomfortable question. If you ended up on the floor right now, maybe you knelt to reach under the couch, or you tripped on a rug, could you get up without someone pulling you? For many adults over 65, the honest answer is no. And it's not always because of disease. It's because life has slowly removed the need to practice that movement. Softer, higher couches, high beds, chairs everywhere, raised toilets. We almost never have to get all the way down. So the body quietly forgets how to come all the way back up. In Japan, it's different. Floor seating, lower tables, futons, Even simple tea rituals mean people are going down to the floor, shifting on the floor, and getting up from the floor every single day. That one everyday movement trains your glutes, your thighs, your core, and your deep balance system better than most gym machines ever will. And it's not just about strength, it's about dignity. The ability to get up off the ground without help is deeply linked to independence. The good news? You can start reclaiming this at home in a very safe, gentle way. Here's a simple practice you can try with a sturdy chair or couch nearby. Stand next to a firm chair or sofa. Slowly lower yourself down so one knee comes to the floor, using the chair for support. Bring the other knee down so you're in a kneeling position. Place one hand on the chair, step 1 foot forward so you're in a half-kneeling lunge. Lean your weight into the front leg and push through your heel to stand up. At first, you might use both hands. You might move slowly. That's okay. Your goal isn't to be graceful. Your goal is to remind your nervous system, we still know how to do this. We can still get up. Start with just one gentle trip down and up each day. Over time, you can use less help from your hands. Try from a folded blanket or thin cushion, or move a little more smoothly. If kneeling is painful or impossible because of knee issues, you can still practice lower to the couch, stand back up without using your hands as a floor transition substitute. Every time you practice this, you're not just training muscles. You're training your fall recovery reflex, the thing that can turn a scary moment into, I'm okay, I've got this. Quick pause. Let's build this community together. If any part of this is making you think, I've never heard it explained like this, but it makes sense. That's exactly why I created this channel, True Senior Healthness. Here, we focus on real-world strength after 50 and 60, moving better, staying independent, feeling proud of what your body can still do. If that's what you want more of in your life, take a moment right now to hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and in the comments, type your age and one movement you'd love to feel more confident doing: stairs, getting up, walking outside, anything. It helps this message reach more people who don't want to slowly shrink with age. All right, let's talk about something you already do every day, walking. But in a way, you may never have been taught. How you walk matters more than how far you walk. We've been told for years, just walk more, it's the best exercise. Walking is fantastic, but there's a piece missing from that advice. How you walk can either protect your joints and sharpen your balance, slowly pound your knees, hips, and back into soreness. In many Western countries, most people walk with big, proud strides, a heavy heel strike like a small hammer hitting the ground, a slight forward lean. Every step sends a shock wave up the chain, from foot, ankle, knee, hip, lower back. Over thousands of steps a day, that adds up. Now look at how many Japanese elders walk. Slightly shorter, softer steps. Foot landing more toward the midfoot, not slamming the heel. Posture tall, head balanced over the chest. Core lightly engaged, as if someone's gently lifting the crown of the head. They're not floating like dancers. They're just using the body more efficiently. You can start retraining your walk today with a simple drill. Inside your home or on a safe, flat pathway, walk slower than usual. Shorten your step just a little. Aim to place your foot down as quietly as you can. Imagine your whole foot rolling onto the ground instead of the heel banging first. Keep your eyes up, not staring at your feet, and imagine a string gently lifting your head. Try 1-2 minutes of this quiet walking each day. What you're doing is reducing the impact on your joints, waking up the small muscles in your feet and ankles, and teaching your balance system to work with tall, aligned posture instead of a forward hunch. This isn't about walking faster or farther. It's about walking smarter, so the way you move today doesn't steal mobility from your future. Hip freedom. Why your furniture might be stealing your mobility. Here's a strange thing about hips. You can lose 30-40% of your hip mobility and not notice, until suddenly you realize it's hard to tie your shoes. Squatting feels scary or impossible. Getting in and out of a low car seat is a struggle. Most Western lifestyles keep our hips stuck at one basic angle all day long. Sitting in a chair at 90 degrees, sitting in the car at 90 degrees, sitting on the couch at 90 degrees. Do that for 20-30 years and your body says, okay, I guess this is the only movement we need. And it quietly tightens everything to fit that. Japan again bakes hip mobility into daily life. Floor sitting opens the hips to the side. Kneeling positions encourage deeper bending at the hips, knees, and ankles. Futons require you to sit, squat, and stand from low levels morning and night. Those little differences mean their hips continue to move like hips, and don't hand their job off to the lower back and knees. You don't have to throw away your couch or buy a futon, but you can borrow the principle. Give your hips more angles every day. Here are a few gentle ways to do that. On the floor, if safe for you. Sit on a firm cushion with your legs in front of you and gently open them slightly wide. Or try sitting in a 90/90 position, one leg bent in front, one bent to the side, both at about right angles. Lean forward a little, then come back up, breathing slowly. On a chair, if floor sitting isn't possible or safe, sit toward the front of the chair. Place your feet a little wider than hip width. Let your knees gently fall outward, then back to center, 10-15 times. Then, keeping your feet planted wider, hinge your chest forward a little as if bowing, then sit tall again. The goal is not to force deep stretches. The goal is to remind your hips you can move in more than one direction. Over time, this can reduce strain on the knees and lower back, make turning, stepping, and squatting feel less dangerous, and help protect you from the frozen hips, aching everything else pattern that traps so many people in their 70 seconds and 80 seconds. Balance isn't just muscles, it's training your brain. In many Western countries, balance training is something you start after you fall. In Japan, balance is quietly trained all day long. Think about small things like stepping up into a raised entryway and down again, taking shoes off and putting slippers on while standing, walking on temple grounds with stones, gravel, and uneven paths, moving through smaller spaces that require turning and adjusting. Those little challenges constantly feed information to the brain. Where is my weight? Which muscles do I need to fire? How do I adjust without panicking? When your brain stops getting that information, because all your surfaces are flat, all your steps are supported, all your shoes are ultra stable, your balance system gets lazy. The beautiful thing is, you can rebuild that at home with tiny, safe challenges. Here are a few ideas. Standing one leg practice. While brushing your teeth or washing dishes, hold the counter lightly and lift 1 foot an inch off the ground for 5-10 seconds. Switch sides. Over time, use just a fingertip, then see if you can hover without holding on, with support close by. Different surface. If it's safe where you live, take a short walk on grass instead of only pavement. Or place a folded towel under 1 foot while you stand at the counter to give the ankle a bit of variation. Eyes closed moments. Holding a chair or counter firmly, stand with feet hip-width apart and gently close your eyes for 5-10 seconds. Feel how your body makes micro-adjustments. Then open your eyes again. These are small, almost invisible habits, but they are powerful messages to your brain. Stay sharp, stay responsive. We still need our balance. And that's the big difference. Training balance before you need it, instead of after, you've already paid the price. Where do you start? Choose what your body is asking for. I've just shared a lot: morning rituals, floor transitions, walking style, hip mobility, balance challenges. You do not need to do all of them tomorrow. The key is to listen to where your body is complaining the loudest and start there. Here's a simple guide. If you wake up feeling like a rusty hinge every morning, start with the 5-minute morning movement reset. If you're afraid of falling and not being able to get up, start with floor transitions using a chair or sofa as support. If your knees, hips, or back feel sore after walks, start with short, quiet, softer step walking practice and gentle hip mobility. If you notice wobbling when you turn, step off a curb, or stand on one leg, start with tiny balance challenges in safe places, like at the kitchen counter. Pick one habit, practice it most days for 14 days. You're not trying to become a different person in 2 weeks. You're simply giving your brain and body a clear message. We're not done. We're still training for independence. From there, you can layer in a second habit, then a third, as your confidence grows. Aging like the elders you admire. Growing older doesn't have to mean shrinking your world. The Japanese elders you see walking confidently, climbing stairs without gripping, and living without walkers aren't lucky. They just never stop giving their joints, muscles, and balance small, daily challenges. You can't change where you were born or how you grew up, but starting today, you can change how you get out of bed, how you treat the first minutes of your day, how you get up from low places, how you walk down your hallway, How often you ask your brain to stay sharp with small balance tests. Those choices, repeated, are what keep people independent, not just their age. Your body is still listening. It still learns. It still responds to every bit of movement you gift it. So here's my invitation. In the comments, tell me, which one habit are you willing to try for the next 14 days? And where are you watching from? If this video gave you hope or something practical to try, please like the video, subscribe to True Senior Healthness, and share it with someone you'd love to stay strong and independent with for many years to come. You don't have to age like the stereotype. You can age like those elders in the Tokyo Park, a little steadier, a little freer, one small daily habit at a time. You're not done moving. You're just getting started.